Okay, so welcome. Today we're going to try something a little different. We're going to try to do a live AC compressor replacement, and I don't know how this is going to work out. I'm kind of here by myself and I'm doing a live thing, so feel free to drop in the comments any questions, comments, concerns, and I'll be looking periodically for those comments so that I can answer those or interact with you guys. There is a small lag. That's just the equipment I'm using. There's going to be you know, 15-20 second lag. So if you type up something and it takes me, you know, half a minute to respond, that's why. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Again, let's see how far this goes. I'm not sure how this is going to work out. As long as the internet holds up, the batteries hold up, we're going to see what the dealio is. I'm going to go ahead and start off with welcome to the channel. Doing more and more of these live things that aren't going to take too long, but you know, we'll get to what we can with the time given. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and please feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so, and hit the notification so you can get notifications on future videos. So the reason we're replacing this compressor is because the clutch went out on this thing. The coil is not activating the clutch and is not pumping. Internally, everything as far as I'm concerned is okay. It's just that the clutch itself is not functioning like it should. So that's why the reason why we're changing this. Now normally when we change a compressor, we want to change the accumulator, or receiver dryer, whatever the situation is. In this case, I'm not going to go through all that. This is a friend's car. I'm trying to, you know, do this as economical as possible without risking the new compressor. So because I don't suspect any internal compressor failure, I'm just going to go ahead and replace the compressor at this time. Yes, I can just change the clutch, but by the time I find the clutch and the price of the clutch and whatnot, you might as well just go ahead and throw a compressor in there. Okay, so we're gonna make sure these valves are shut, and we got to recover the refrigerant that's already in the system. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. So I wanted to do like a first person type point of view live, and because when you use an external camera, then you need extra audio and this and that and the third, so you know, it becomes kind of cumbersome. And I forgot my recovery tank. Let's go ahead and get this in there. So we're gonna set up the recovery machine. Let's see what we got here. We're gonna set up so we got from the vehicle through the filter, through the machine, to the recovery tank. We're gonna close this up. So technically this system should be fully charged. It should be fully charged. We're gonna turn on just to see how much we recover. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna zero this out. Okay, this is still closed. All right, so let's go ahead and open the valves. Open here. We're in recover. Open here. Now we're gonna purge this of any air. That should be enough, just to minimize the amount of air that we suck into the tank. So we're gonna go ahead and open this valve. I'm gonna put this in pounds. Okay, so we're ready to recover. There we go. We have started the recovery phase. So let's see how far we get into this. We may finish it. We may just, you know, get to where we can. So we got almost a pound already. This takes almost 2 pounds. All right. We're literally at a pound already. So in the meantime, let me go ahead and get start getting this intake out of the way. There you go. Just so I can get good access to what I need to get to. There we go. Oh, this is kind of in the way. Okay. Actually, that's not much help. Let's put a little bit of light up in here. Okay, so here is our tensioner right down here. It looks like we're almost fully recovered. At a little over a pound. There's probably going to be more once I purge. La la la. Almost at 0. Almost at 0. Well, we are at 0. In the meantime, let me start getting the tool for, I forgot the tool for the tool for the whatchamacallit. Ah boy. Here we go. Alright, so we're already going into a vacuum. Let me shut that down for a second. Which way do we have to go? Is it the 1/2 inch or the 1/4? This way. I think it's the other way. Open this up again. All right. Ooh. we're just gonna slide this out. I'm gonna leave this right here. I'm gonna leave this right. There we go. All right, so here's our guy. Oop. Here's our guy. There we go. Right, we're gonna go ahead and shut this down right here. We're gonna turn this into the purge. And we should get a little bit more. 1.3. So whatever's left in the machine is just gonna try to push it into the tank. We're at 1.4344. Yeah, so it's a little low. It's a little low. Okay, pretty much 1.5. I'm gonna call 1.49, 1.5, 1.5. So a little bit low, but nothing crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off here. Turn this off, and let me go ahead and get the last little bit of pressure from inside. There we go. Drain any oil that got sucked in. All right. I'm gonna open all this up. Okay. Remove this. Toss that over there. Remove this. Okay, we're gonna shut this down here. Okay. All right. And we're gonna put this away. We're pretty much done with this for right now. Anyways, I'm not gonna need none of this. We can move this out of the way. We can move this out of the way here. Okay. This tank, let's move it over here. My scales, let's go ahead and move these over here for right now. Alrighty then. Let's check out the comments. Hey Kurt, what's up, man? We're working on this 2006 Dodge. We're changing a compressor here. Glad that you stopped by the channel, man. How you been? Hope all is well with you and your family. For those of you that are not aware, Curtis Hardin is my my Autel supplier. He's my go-to guy for all my Autel needs. He's got a channel as well, so feel free to stop and check out his stuff as well. So I'm glad to have you, Curtis. Okay, so now we are going to remove these here lines. I appreciate your support, buddy. I really do. Thanks a lot. That means a lot to me. Is there still a little bit of pressure here? The gauge says no. but I just saw a little bit of pressure trying to get out. Oh, this one wants to come out with studded on, huh? Okay. So Kurt, man, if you're still in there, man, we need to do something together one of these days. I'll at least do a rant. I laugh because every time I talk with Kurt, I always have some kind of rant about something. And we just sit there and laugh. All right, so this is out of the way. Let's take a gander in here. Okay, everything's looking good. So now I gotta take this little guy back here out too. Let me see how I can get to this. Right here. I don't know why they put this. Again, for those of you that are just joining us, as I mentioned at the beginning, there's a little bit of lag between what you're seeing. So if you send a comment, it takes me, you know, half a minute or so to respond. It's because there is a lag in the system. If you guys know how to fix that, please let me know. Okay, so I'm gonna take off these 215s here, and this bad boy should, in theory, come right on out. So we're that much ahead. Okay, here we go, and here we go. Come on, come on. There we go. Okay. All right, obviously we've got to disconnect this guy. Okay, this is something that really grinds my gears. Again, maybe I'm just not that smart, but why do you have to put a safety on the safety, or security, whatever you want to call this? Come on, man, we gotta fight with this and then this. Why do we have to do that? Come on, guys. Engineers and their infinite wisdom. Come on. And now right here is fine because it's right here, easy to get to, but when you gotta, you know, fight over here, back there, come on, dude. What is it? Is this gonna become undone by itself or something? Is that why that we put that there? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Okay. See, that's the type of stuff I rant about. Maybe there's a good reason. Maybe I'm the retard that doesn't know. I don't know. And obviously these things get stuck in here. Let me get a pry bar. Get these two just in case. There we go. I just needed some persuasion. Just gotta get the other side out now. It's almost out. And I will say, it's kind of warm too, so. Engineers and their infinite wisdom. The smart guys. The smart guys. All right, so now what I want to do is see how much oil comes out of this thing, because I got to compensate the system. Oh snap, it had a little bit of spillage, because the new compressor comes with three ounces of oil, so I don't want to overdo it. So what we need to do is measure what we have in this and put that same amount in the system, so you won't overcharge the system with oil, because that's no good. Okay, so the oil looks pretty clear. I don't see no debris floating in there. If it looks yellowish, that's because there's dye in the system. But normally if you see this oil that looks black or dark with like debris in it, that's no good. That means that the compressor is coming apart internally, and at which point what you have to do is replace the whole shebang: compressor, condenser, receiver dryer or accumulator, expansion valve or orifice tube, and what else? Flush the entire system. What they actually want you to do, the industry wants you to do, is replace everything: lines, compressor, evaporator, condenser, everything, every square inch of the system. They don't even want you to flush anything anymore. And that becomes a $5,000 job, and normally when this happens, the cars are only valued at a couple thousand. So let's check out the comments. What is your camera setup that you're using? Yes, I am using a GoPro. So what I'm doing is I have the app here in my tablet, and the tablet is connected to Wi-Fi, and so what's happening is my camera, I think the way it works, it communicates with this, and then this does its thing, so that's why there's a lag. But I don't know of any other way to do it. So there's about an ounce that came out of the old compressor. So the new compressor has 3 pre-filled, so I'm gonna take about half of that. So I'm only gonna leave about 1.5 ounces. And here's the new compressor. Here's the new compressor in its box. Let's go ahead and get this out. And this box came just like this, so I'm hoping there's nothing wrong with it. Here are everything's in there. It's just looks like somebody pulled it out of the whatchamacallit. Okay, so we're making sure that everything lines up. Looks like the same compressor. Okay, so see, it says pre-charged with 3 ounces of oil. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take out about half of that. Leave 1.5 ounces. 2 maybe tops. 2 tops. Because again, I don't want to over overfill the system with oil. So that's about 1 ounce. Yeah, so that's about 1 ounce right there, maybe a smidgen over 1 ounce. So there's 2 ounces of oil here. I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. All right, let me see here, making sure these bad boys are the same. And it looks like this connector is slightly different, but I don't think it's gonna affect. This one has 2 little tabs here, this one only has 1, but it looks like it's in the same location. So what happens is sometimes they do these for multiple applications. They do multiple applications, so that's why that is like that. All right, so now we got to make sure that everything lines up where it should. Okay. All right, everything lines up where it should. Let's check out the comments. No new comments. Okay, we're good. We're good. Now we're gonna, I hope you guys are getting a good visual here, because so now this is gonna be a little loose, because obviously these little adjusters back here haven't been crushed yet. Not crushed, but shifted to take up the slack. That's what I was trying to overcome the first time. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this one back here. Okay, here we go. Oh boy. All right. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and snug this bad boy up real quick. Okay. All right. Again, if you're new to the channel, thanks for joining. I hope you guys are being entertained at the very least. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Think about subscribing, and hit the notification so you guys can get more notifications on new videos and live things such as this. I need to start scheduling things. Okay. All right. All right. So now we're gonna go ahead and tighten this 13 back here. Okay. All right. There we go. So that's nice and tight. Let's go over these one more again. Okay. Okay. All right. Alrighty then. So then what I can do now is just kind of throw this over here, and let's see how this belt went. I think it came off with something. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so it's all up in here. Alright. Let's put the light back where it belongs. Okay. So I do believe it goes like this. Okay. And there we go. Beautiful. Make sure everything is as it should be. Alrighty then. So then we reconnect our compressor here, and it went in there just fine. Did it click? I don't think it did. Sometimes it, there, nope. Okay, sometimes with these aftermarket ones it doesn't want to click the way it should. There, it's on there. Yeah, it's on there. Put the safety. And there we have it. Nice. Alright, now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and change these O-rings and washers. I want to make sure I got all new things to minimize the potential for leakage. Somebody already changed these at one point, I'm sure. I think originally they come black. Okay. They got a double seal going on. That actually works pretty well. I will say that. See, I don't just talk smack. You know, I give credit where credit is due. If they do something right, I'll say, hey, they did this right. This is great. Oh man, I forgot. I need to put this in there first. Silly me. I hope it'll go in there. Yes. So let me go ahead and do this one. Put new O-rings. There we go. Okay. So now these bad boys came out with stud and all. I'm not sure why. So basically this compressor is in already. Make sure this is properly seated before I tighten it down. Okay. Any new comments? Nope. Okay. Alright, nice and tight. Make sure it's flush. Nice and tight. Tight. Like a tiger. Alright. So that's it. This system should be sealed. So now technically I can go ahead and do I can do a vacuum now. So let me go ahead and get that vacuum pump and get started on that. Go ahead and connect this. Here we go. Okay. Cut that on. We got the pump going. We got the pump going. Now we're gonna open up here. Start drawing a vacuum. So far so good. Alright. We're going into a good vacuum. Let's take a gander. This air filter. Oh, it's kind of dirty. It's kind of dirty. Not super dirty, but it's a little dirty. I'm not sure when was the last time that got changed. Okay. All right, so I think we're gonna be in a dilemma here, because we should do a good deep vacuum, at least 30 to 45 minutes, and obviously you guys are not gonna want to be staring at a vacuum pump for 30 to 45 minutes. So either we find something else to do in the meantime, or I don't know. But there's definitely a few things I want to get done first before I need to do an oil change on this car too, so maybe we'll do that. I don't know. Okay, so we got a good vacuum. We got a good vacuum going on. So I'm gonna, a couple more minutes of that, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shut off these valves, and then I'm gonna perform what is called a vacuum decay test. With this setup, it's not 100% accurate by any means, but it will let me know if I start losing vacuum within a short period of time, you know, a few minutes or so. Then I know for sure I got a good sized leak going on. So it's not gonna tell me where the leak is, but at least it's gonna tell me, hey, you're fixing to have some issues here. So start checking your work, or start checking your seals. It had pressure, so I know there's no leak. If there's a leak, it's gonna be somewhere here, the new pump or whatever the situation may be. Any comments, questions, and concerns? Nope, nothing new. Okay. If you guys have comments or concerns, go ahead and post them up there. At least throw a hello or something. Okay. All right, so far everything is looking good. Pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead and shut this off here. Shut this off here. We're gonna go ahead, we got 28 inches of mercury exactly. And I guess I could start throwing this back on there. I could start throwing this back on here. There we go. Okay, we're going to tighten this up right here. I spilled a little bit of oil back here from the compressor. All right. Okay, let's check on our vacuum. So far so good. Yeah, we're good. In reality, what you need to do is have a micron gauge here. You need to have a micron gauge, and that's way more accurate than looking at these gauges, because a micron gauge is very sensitive. So if you start losing vacuum with the micron gauge, then that's just a dead giveaway that you got something going on, a leak. This right here is transmission oil. Very, very, very dark transmission oil. You can't even see the light going through this, how black it is. Oof, look at that. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is from another car I have out there I was working on earlier. Okay, so far I think we're good. All right. All right, so welcome everybody. If you're just arriving, you've kind of caught us in the middle of doing this compressor here. It's already on there. We're doing a vacuum now, and we're just doing a vacuum decay test. Okay guys, so this has to stay here for about 30 to 45 minutes. 30 to 45 minutes roughly to do a good deep vacuum. I don't think you guys want to stick around for that. That's kind of boring. Not that this job was very exciting. It was pretty straightforward. So I think I'm just gonna wrap it up here. If you guys want me to come back on to do the second half, which is the charging and verification and all that, throw some comments in there, and if you guys want to see that, then I'll come back on with a second live today and take care of that. Maybe I'll do it anyways, I'm not sure, but I definitely don't want to keep anybody glued for 30-45 minutes while I do a vacuum and not much going on. That's just kind of retarded. So any comments on that? Not yet. No. Okay, there's a little lag, so I'll wait for a minute or two. In the meantime, we're just doing vacuum. And here's our old compressor. Actually, there's a core on this, so I have to put this back in the box. There we go. Back into your humble abode. There you go. In your humble abode. So did you guys find this informative at least? Yes, no, maybe. Perhaps not. Okay, vacuum is still good. Any questions, comments, and concerns? Okay. Yeah, this is the only crappy part, is just doing the vacuum for the appropriate amount of time. Okay. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign off at this point in time. I want to thank each and every one of you that have joined us today. I may do the second half here shortly. I don't know, but either way, I appreciate your support up to this point. If you've been hanging in there to this point, if you're not a subscriber of the channel, I'll ask that you please take the time now to subscribe and ring that notification so you can get, if I do the second half, you'll know about it here shortly in the next 30 minutes or so. So again, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining into this chat or live stream. So I hope to see you guys back soon. Like and subscribe if you're watching after the fact, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Ciao.